In the bustling city of San Antonio, beneath its vibrant facade, lay the shocking truth that sent chills down the spines of its residents. Deep-rooted within its history was the sinister presence of the Texas Mexican Mafia, a notorious criminal organization. The city's dark secrets unraveled as whispers of their bloody deeds circulated. Tales of brutal turf wars, drug trafficking, and relentless, ruthless acts of violence emerged, painting a grim picture of a city haunted by its past. The once picturesque streets now bore scars of fear and distrust. Yet amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged as law enforcement agencies rallied to bring down the notorious syndicate. It was a battle for justice and the restoration of peace as San Antonio fought to overcome the haunting legacy of the Texas Mexican Mafia. The Texas Mexican Mafia, once a street gang, has evolved into a formidable organized crime syndicate with a notorious reputation. Its origins can be traced back to the streets of San Antonio, where it gained a foothold and grew in power. What started as a group of individuals seeking protection and solidarity soon transformed into a ruthless criminal organization. The Texas Mexican Mafia rise to prominence was fueled by its involvement in various illegal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, and violence. With cunning strategies, a strict hierarchy, and fierce loyalty to its members, the Texas Mexican Mafia emerged as a force reckoned within the criminal underworld. Its history is characterized by a bloody trail of violence, territorial disputes, and a relentless pursuit of power and control. San Antonio, Texas has long been notorious for its dark and violent history, earning a reputation as a hotbed for criminal activity. From the early days of its establishment, the city became a breeding ground for lawlessness, attracting organized crime syndicates and creating an environment ripe for the rise of the Texas Mexican Mafia. The city's geographical location and proximity to the Mexican border significantly facilitated the flow of illegal goods and established criminal networks. San Antonio became a battleground where rival factions clashed, leaving behind a trail of bloodshed and terror. The shocking history of San Antonio reveals a dark underbelly that has deeply impacted the city's crime rates and community dynamics, forever shaping its identity as a hub of the Texas Mexican Mafia's bloody operations. The Texas Mexican Mafia's dark history is punctuated by its gruesome and violent beginnings. Emerging from the streets of San Antonio, this organized crime syndicate quickly gained a reputation for its ruthlessness and brutality. Bloodshed became an integral part of their operations as they engaged in territorial disputes, power struggles, and vicious acts of retribution. Their initiation rituals often involved committing heinous crimes to prove loyalty and fearlessness. With an arsenal of weapons, including firearms, knives, and blunt objects, they unleashed a wave of violence that struck fear into the hearts of their rivals and the local community. The Texas Mexican Mafia's early years were marked by a reign of terror, setting the stage for the shocking and chilling legacy they would leave behind. In the dark underbelly of the Texas Mexican Mafia, a handful of fearless women have defied societal norms and carved their names in infamy. These notorious female members shattered gender barriers, proving that they were just as ruthless and formidable as their male counterparts. From masterminding intricate drug operations to orchestrating violent acts of retribution, these women showcased their unwavering loyalty and resolve within the Mexican Mafia's ranks. Their stories testify to their resilience, cunning, and unwavering determination to rise at the top of male-dominated criminal world. San Antonio witnessed the rise of these female fatales who left an indelible mark on the city's bloody history and continue to fascinate and intrigue to this day. The streets of San Antonio have been stained with blood as the Texas Mexican Mafia engaged in a brutal and deadly cycle of murders and rivalries. This notorious criminal organization spared no expense in eliminating its enemies and solidifying its power. Ruthless and calculated, the Mexican Mafia executed their rivals with chilling precision, leaving a trail of bodies in their wake. Their violent tactics instilled fear and terrorized the city as the streets became a battleground for power and control. The bloodshed seemed never-ending as the Mexican Mafia fought to maintain its dominance, leaving a dark and haunting legacy etched into the history of San Antonio. San Antonio has long been entwined in the treacherous web of narcotics distribution, serving as a critical hub for the Mexican Mafia's drug trade. Operating within a complex network, the Texas Mexican Mafia has established a firm grip on the city, overseeing the flow of illicit substances into its streets, from cocaine and heroin to methamphetamine and marijuana. San Antonio serves as a strategic point of entry and distribution for these dangerous drugs. The Mexican Mafia's control over the drug trade fuels their power and wealth and perpetuates a cycle of addiction, violence, and social decay within the community. Law enforcement agencies tirelessly combat this menace, aiming to dismantle the intricate drug trafficking routes that have made San Antonio a key player in the deadly game of narco operations. Within the dark underbelly of the Texas Mexican Mafia's criminal empire, the pursuit of wealth and power knows no bounds. Extortion, kidnappings, and money laundering form the backbone of their illicit financial operations. Through a network of intimidation and coercion, the Mafia extracts exorbitant sums of money from businesses. Kidnappings for ransom have become a terrifying hallmark for their operations, instilling fear and ensuring a compliance. To legitimize their ill-gotten gains, the Texas Mexican Mafia has mastered the art of money laundering, funneling their illicit proceeds through complex schemes and fronts. This enables them to maintain their criminal enterprise while concealing the true source of their wealth. Within the walls of San Antonio's prisons, a sinister force looms large, the Texas Mexican Mafia. With a tight grip over the penitentiary system, this notorious criminal organization instills fear and maintains dominance through ruthless tactics. Inmates who refuse to comply with their demands or challenge their authority face brutal consequences. Violent acts, including assaults and even murders, are orchestrated to send a chilling message to fellow prisoners and correctional staff. The Mexican Mafia's control extends beyond physical violence as they manipulate and exploit the prison system for their gain. Extortion, drug trafficking, and other illicit activities thrive under their watchful eyes, perpetuating a cycle of fear and corruption within the confines of San Antonio's correctional facilities. San Antonio's gang culture has long been influenced and shaped by the presence of the Texas Mexican Mafia. As one of the most notorious criminal organizations in the region, the Mexican Mafia has exerted its control and influence over numerous street gangs operating in the city. These street gangs, often called cliques, have sought affiliation with the Mexican Mafia to gain protection, power, and access to lucrative criminal enterprises. The Mexican Mafia's influence can be seen in the adoption of its symbols, tattoos, and codes of conduct by these street gangs, further solidifying their allegiance. Through this association, the Mexican Mafia has expanded its reach and established a far-reaching criminal activity network perpetuating the cycle of violence and crime in San Antonio's gang-ridden neighborhoods. The pervasive influence of the Mexican Mafia on the street gangs continues to pose a significant challenge for law enforcement agencies seeking to curb gang-related violence and dismantle their criminal operations. Within the Texas Mexican Mafia, a strict code of silence known as Omerta reigns supreme. Members of the organization adhere to this unwritten law, refusing to cooperate with law enforcement or betray their comrades. The Mafia's tight-knit network thrives on loyalty and secrecy, creating an impenetrable barrier for investigators seeking to dismantle the criminal empire. Those who dare to break the code face severe consequences, often resulting in swift and merciless retaliation. The code of silence protects the Mafia's illicit activities. It fosters a culture of fear and distrust within the underworld, making it exceedingly challenging for law enforcement to penetrate the inner workings of this notorious organization.